Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Today I'm going to give you how you do your mental model project. This is if you want to be fully prepared and not have to worry about the multiple choice final on finals day a week from today. So it gives you plenty of time. You get to show me all that you want. It should be less stressful. All right, so what you're going to do is make one of those posters and then present it to me digitally on Google Classroom or via Flipgrid. Those posters that you see at the side of my room all the time over there. I always talk about, hey, this is an option. Well, now's the time you get to do that. So this document is posted on Google Classroom, and what you do is you pick two of the Unit 2 guiding questions to answer. And you're trying to say, hey, this is what I learned, how I would answer these. These are all the things we talked about, what we learned that helps me apply those concepts to answering questions. Kind of that scientific idea about answering questions. We're not just about having little bits of knowledge. And you answer one from Unit 1. So because things in Unit 2 still apply to Unit 1, you'll be using a lot of those ideas. So you choose one from Unit 1, two from Unit 2. I know I've said it a billion times. I'm sure you'll remember now. So you are going to take that information, you're going to put it on a poster, a big piece of paper, or I've even had kids draw on multiple pieces of like printer paper and do that. That's fine too, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using your phone or your camera, video camera, whatever, and you're going to point your phone at it and talk about it. So I don't need to see your face in the video, I just need to see what you're talking about. And the reason we're doing it on paper instead of on like a slideshow is we've learned through experience that you have to really think about what you're selecting to put on there. Whereas if you're doing it digitally, you can just throw as much stuff at a new slide and you don't have to really do that critical thinking about what's important. So that's why we're doing it onto paper. You are going to have the rest of this week, the rest of next week, up until Wednesday to work on this in class. So you're going to use what you learned to answer those guiding questions, add illustrations that help support your explanations, describe activities we did in class and how they support your understanding of the guiding questions. So talk about those labs. How does that egg lab relate to something from how organisms use raw materials, right? Talk about how that egg helps things get in and out, all right? Identify and explain how guiding questions relate to specific targets. So I have the two target pages linked here. You also, of course, have them in your what are those things called? Your notebooks, right? So take a look at those. Maybe take a look at which targets you know best and you can use those to help answer the questions, all right? Just make a strategy for yourself. Now, real important, I want you to illustrate. So drawing pictures, okay? And I also want you to tell me, how does what you thought at the beginning relate to what you thought now at the end after going through units? So we would always remember, highlight our targets, what we knew at the beginning. Find some of those that you were pink at the beginning and were blue or green at the end, and like what changed. That's what this is about, showing that growth. Remember, we always talk about that growth mindset. This is exactly that. Present your poster electronically via Flipgrid or just a shareable video right onto Google Classroom. Either one works. A lot of people like Flipgrid because it has some editing tools and they're not real pros at doing all that stuff. So let me show you that. If you go to your class, you have the final mental module project, and then you have Flipgrid as the link right there. You just log in with your Google, or I think Microsoft will work fine too, but anyway, go with your Google, and you've got a project that you just click record. Again, I hear this is easier on the phone, but you can still do it on a computer, that sort of thing. Now, I did mention I want it done digitally. If, like, you just know that's not your skill set, you can, on Wednesday next week, the 22nd, I believe that is, you can present to the class, all right? We're giving you time to do that just to help those of us out that aren't great with technology. That's fine. Yes, March 22nd. On the back, there is a rubric. I'm not going to spend my time reading through this rubric, but you should. It highlights it out very, very carefully. Read through that carefully. It tells you exactly what you want. I do also have a little video on Google Classroom of a former student from AP Biology, but the same idea. His is kind of the model that we always use. And if you click on it, it's going to show you his video. And you can see what he did was he took pictures of his poster and he just made it into a slideshow and talked over it. That's a way to do it as well. And it's like he's a pretty good illustrator, but there's nothing super fancy. I'm not grading you really on your ability to draw. Just your pictures are there to help you teach me. And notice he's got like the little targets. They're really easy to find. You can play this video. I'm not going to do that for you right now. And again, he's got his ideas, what he says, how he's answering the questions. He's got his questions up here, really easy to find. It's fantastic. And again, he didn't do anything special or amazing. He just did everything nice, neat, and told me what he knew. So that's really great. I hope that is enough for you. You could always talk to me on Tuesday. You can ask Mr. Mimio to come over and maybe clarify things if you need. And I hope you all have a great St. Patrick's Day. I'm now trying to talk and find the pause button. There you go. Have a good day.